Oregon will no longer require people to live in the state to take part in medically assisted suicide. The state was the first to legalize the practice and now is the first to eliminate its residency requirement.
Fox 12's Paulina Aguilar spoke with a local doctor who's been pushing for this change. Paulina?
Well, the national advocacy group Compassion and Choices filed a lawsuit in October on behalf of a local doctor at OHSU. A settlement was reached yesterday in the U.S. District Court here in Portland. The Oregon Health Authority and Oregon Medical Board agreed to stop enforcing the residency requirement and ask the legislature to remove it from law. Medical aid dying, a practice that is legal in 10 other states in addition to Washington, D.C., but now having to live in Oregon won't be required. Physicians like Dr. Nicholas Gideons of Oregon Health and Sciences University can determine whether terminally ill patients are mentally capable to make such a decision, and given other safeguards, can prescribe a prescription.
Death is not easy to talk about. It's something we're all going to do, and any opportunity to, in a more thoughtful way, approach the issues that surround end-of-life care will make people's experience of the end of life better.
But some say without the requirement, people from out of state could flood Oregon and risk becoming the nation's, quote, assisted suicide tourism capital.
It is very hard to travel when you're terminally ill. Most people don't have the desire, the means to travel while they're terminally ill. So the idea that we're going to see a large influx of people into Oregon, we find that to be doubtful. The people that we think will really be affected by the settlement of this lawsuit are people who live in bordering states.
Dr. Gideon says he hasn't been able to write terminal prescriptions for those who live across the Columbia River in Washington state. In the lawsuit, Compassions and Choices says no other safeguards have changed.
You still need to establish a relationship, a therapeutic relationship with a doctor. There still needs to be a second opinion. You still have to have capacity. You still have to be over 18. Nothing else has changed other than the residency restriction, which was really not functioning as a safeguard, but was really functioning more as a barrier to access for people.
Dr. Gideons has been a longtime supporter and hopes others can approach this practice with empathy.
Many people will say, when facing pain or facing illness, or even, I'd like to just fall asleep and never wake up. Well, we can do that. People can have that kind of death. And I think we should really understand when people choose that.
The Oregon Health Authority says over 2,100 people have died since the law took effect almost 3 decades ago. Advocates say they would use the settlement to press 8 other states and Washington, D.C. to drop their residency requirement as well. Reporting in studio, Paulina Aguilar, Fox 12 Oregon.